Hello, how are you? My name is Sebastian. At this moment, I am working with my classmate Jose Julian Ramirez. Today, we have a question. Another question is are the cell phones safe? What do you think about that? This topic have negative and positive points. I will tell you about the health problems that we have with the cell phones. The cell phones emit radiation of their antennas. The parts of the body more near the cell phone or the antenna could absorb all that energy of the radiation when the people are making calls. This problem can cause cancer. The second point that we have for the healthy facts are the next. The smartphone affects your brain and your body. And why? And how? The next video will answer this question.
How your smartphone affects your brain and body. 63% of people aged between 18 and 29 and 30% of people from 30 to 64 fall asleep holding their smartphones. Did you know that smartphones can harm your brain, disrupt your body's biorhythms, and damage your health? Shockingly, a double espresso influences our body less than the light of our phone. We've collected surprising and terrifying consequences of using smartphones during the night. Confusion of biorhythms. It is natural for your brain and body to follow the cycle of sleep and wakeful state. It helps you feel energized and active during the daytime and rest at night. But let's see what happens when you look at your smartphone screen when it's dark. Can you imagine that the light from the gadget has the same effect as the morning sun? It makes your brain stop producing melatonin. It's the hormone which is necessary for your sound sleep. But what is more, melatonin also makes the development of cancer and other diseases slow down or prevents it completely. So when you are engrossed in your phone when the night comes, your brain gets confused. The poor thing is sure that it is the light of day and it's not the right time to sleep. Wake up and shine. And while your body is tired and demands rest, your brain sends quite controversial signals. What do you feel at this moment? It's harder to fall asleep and to wake up afterwards. Accumulation of toxins. Do you know that during the day, our organism accumulates neurotoxins? These are organic compounds which can be poisonous to our central and peripheral nervous system. The human body is a clever mechanism, if we can say so, and it gets rid of these toxic substances during the long phase of sleep. Do you see the logical chain? Melatonin and other hormones aren't produced. Sleep cycles are disturbed. Our sleep becomes broken and restless. It leads to toxins accumulation. And this process, in turn, results in headaches, tiredness, exhaustion of the nervous system, and stress. Scientists strongly recommend to have 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Otherwise, your brain neurons won't have time to rest and your body won't have time to get purified from neurotoxins. It gets harder to study. Just 5 minutes, we promise ourselves. I'll only check my Facebook feed and perhaps look through some Instagram photos. And then I'll immediately go to sleep. Well, when we come to our senses, it's already morning. Does this story sound familiar? We are the captives of our smartphones. Therefore, we sleep less, spending more and more time with our electronic friends. But don't forget, the less we sleep, the more difficult it is for our brain to receive new information. And no wonder, it's just overloaded and doesn't have enough time to process everything we try to learn during the day. What is more, the research shows that students who overuse their phones need 25 minutes to concentrate on the task at hand. You are always hungry. Surprise, though not an enjoyable one. Indeed, if melatonin is produced incorrectly and the sleep cycles are broken, your internal organs won't work properly. For example, your stomach and intestines. It makes sense. Your body is tired, but your brain is wide awake. So it sends a signal, even a demand, about the necessity for extra energy. And we feel the need to eat something, though it's not necessary. It can lead to digestion problems, including obesity and ruined metabolism.
Now, let me show you the second problem that we found in this investigation. So the second point is problems for a stove. I will show you a big part of the video.
Hey, my name is Trish. We all love our phones, but sometimes they can completely ruin our lives. This is what happened to me. Almost. I was always doing a lot of things at once, like school projects, musical school, and many other things. I'm quite proud of being so productive. But it has its downsides. I quite often forget stuff because I'm always thinking of something, daydreaming or planning. This is the reason why this whole story happened in the first place. It was a regular day at school, but then I remembered I had a doctor's appointment. I rushed from the school to make it in time. Then I realized I had forgotten my phone. I couldn't go back, so I just thought that somebody probably had found it and will give it to a teacher or something. After the doctor's, I went to my guitar lesson. By this point, I completely forgot about my phone, and that was a huge mistake. When I got home, I found out that something terrible had happened while I was away. Someone took my phone and started to post terrible things about other people from my social media accounts. And I must repeat, those were terrible things, like insulting posts about people from my school, their personal information, and even their secrets. Secrets I didn't even know about. I quickly deleted all posts and changed my passwords, but it was too late. Damage was done. I couldn't understand why anyone would do something like that to me. It's not like I had enemies. I felt horrible, like I was cornered in an aquarium full of sharks. It was painful to even think about tomorrow. I tried to sleep, but it didn't go that well. I slept for barely 2 hours. When an alarm rang, I had to wake up and go to school. It was much worse than I imagined. As I went down the corridor, people were staring at me. I felt their looks on me. I could only describe this feeling as like I was getting smaller while everyone else suddenly got much bigger. 1 or 2 people even shouted something at me, and I couldn't even respond properly. As the day went on, nobody talked to me, and, well, I couldn't make myself talk to them as well.
The store problem causes that. There are people that don't have the look because the thieves kill them. But sometimes the thieves use it for a store, bank account, or use fake identifications, or um, cheat the victims for money, for another thing. So the negative point contains all that I said. So let's remember that it contains problems for health, problems for stool, and problems for software that have relation with the store. So if we have problems of cancer, the only thing that we can do is try to leave the telephone because it's the only way that we can be more safe. And the other thing, without without illness or of something health, but it's problem with your own life and why your own life because here, for example, in Colombia, you cannot try to give papaya, and so you cannot we can we cannot try to give papaya here. So the only thing that we can do is cut out or take off the cell phone in the your house, in your work, or in a better place that you are more safe.
Hello everyone, I'm Jose Julian Ramirez. I'm going to show you that this topic, are cell phones safe? What do you think? My partner was talking about the bad aspect when you are spending a lot of time into the cell phone or into these apps, for example the social networks. And I'm going to show you if the content of our cell phone safe when you are sharing some personal information into the apps, into those apps, for example Facebook or whatever you want to use. What do you think? Are cell phones safe? Let's go. The most important feature inside the cell phones is the operative system, where those were made of different companies, by different companies in the past. For example, the first then was made of by Microsoft, and the second then was made of by Apple, and third then was made of by Google. But it doesn't matter that what operative system you have. The question is, you know how to use in a correct way your operative system to buy something or to do something on internet when you are sharing your personal information throughout internet. This is the question. Right now, the most popular operative system is the Google, but some cases there are a lot of countries. There are some countries that the most popular operative system there is iOS. I don't know exactly. But one of the good aspects that have the cell phones is the tools, the technological tools, because there are a lot of apps that you can use for sharing information on time or for doing some things on the time, and the efficient is more easy to get. You get more efficient in less time. This is the question. This is the for example, Microsoft have the group of Microsoft team. This is a good way to get efficient in our companies. And the other question is the schedule. For me, is one of the most important events, because I am a little bit unconscious about the time. For that reason, I like so much this application. This app. The other question, you can see, I put those two images about dry. Those images are the same. The concept is the same. Were made of by different companies, but the concept is the same. You can share a lot of tons of information on time, and you can, for example, my partner and me, we can work together inside some document, Word or PowerPoint or whatever you want to do. But it's important. It's important to know that, because it's very useful in our companies. Is one of the most important aspects that are right now. There are right now. The other aspect, the good aspect is you can do a meeting on time wherever you are. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are in another country or in another place, or in a nature or in a farm. If you have internet, you can connect to each other's on time, and you can share. You can send a lot of information, and you can share your ideas to each other's every day. The big data. The big data is a concept, is a big concept right now. The big data is when all the companies, all the social networks catch our personal information on the same time, and they have a lot of tons of information about people around the world. This is the question. How you can imagine that is very insane. Yeah, how much tons of information they have is incredible. But one hand is good, on other hand is bad, because in one hand, we can analyze a lot of tons of information about our behaviors, about our likes, for example. But on the other hand, the big companies can buy those information for giving us advertisement ads on internet around when we are looking for something on internet. This is extractful. I don't like that. Yeah. What is the question? The big data is good. It's good. You know, behind operating system, there are a lot of workers. That workers are have been programming for many years ago. But the question is, those operative systems have many rules to save our information, to become safe our information, personal information. And there are a lot of languages, popular languages you can develop, that you can develop or create different apps for different operating system, Play Store and the other stores online. For example, Java, Python, or Microsoft.NET. But the question is, you know how to create one app, or how to program in a correct way an app? This is the question. If you know, you will be able to have a lot of information saved on internet. But if you don't know, this is the problem. One of the most important things that you can do right now is you can buy something on internet. If you want to buy something, it doesn't matter if you are in your house or on your farm, or in your grandmother's house, or it doesn't matter the hour as well. Yeah. But one of the advantage that in my opinion, these are my opinion, you can walk on the streets without a lot of money inside your bags. This is more safe than the other question. Yeah, if you have a lot of money for buying something on the streets, you are unsafe. You are unsafe. The other advantage that I going to show you is if you are buying something on the internet, you don't have to move to the other places to get a lot of money to buy in different places after that. For example, in this case, the ATM machine. This is more safe as well as the other. The time are changing. Right now, the banks give me, they can give me a e-card, for example, to buy something on the internet. If I don't have credit cards, for example, and it's a good way to use that question, because sometimes the older people don't know how to buy something on internet. But is the question, but the time they will be able to know, or to learn how to buy something in a good way on internet. And this is the question, this is the future. Yeah. Thanks a lot, teacher. This is my video. Bye bye.